Welcome back to AF Tales. In today's story, a man's fiancée demanded a bigger diamond because her friends were mocking her ring, and he answered by returning it, leaving and walking away for good. As you listen, notice the moment where you would have ended it. My fiancé said, "We need a bigger diamond." I replied, "Say no more." Then I returned the ring, packed my things, blocked her everywhere, and moved in with my buddy that night while her girl squad tried to spin the story and court got involved. I was 28, sitting at my desk eating lunch when Isabel texted me. "We need to talk about the ring." My friends keep making comments, and honestly, it's embarrassing. Chloe's ring is 2 carat, and mine looks like a promise ring next to hers. I know you can afford better. You just bought that stupid gaming computer for $3K. I need you to upgrade this ASAP. I stared at my phone like it was written in a different language. The ring she was complaining about was 1.2 carat, VS1 clarity ideal cut. It cost me $8,500. I had saved for 6 months while she kept dropping hints about getting engaged, and now it was embarrassing. Some people don't want a partner. They want a trophy they can hold up next to someone else's. I texted back, "Say no more." She replied with heart emojis and, "I knew you'd understand. Love you, babe." I understood perfectly. I left work early and drove straight to the jeweler. The manager recognized me because I'd bought the ring 2 months ago. "Everything okay with the ring, sir?" "Perfect condition," I said. "I need to return it." His face fell. "Did she not like it?" "She loved it," I said. "Then her friend got a bigger one." He didn't argue with me. He just started the paperwork. Full refund back to my card within 3 to 5 business days. He asked if I wanted to look at upgrades. I said, "No thanks." On the drive home, I realized I wasn't even angry. I wasn't crying. I was just clear. Like when you finally understand a problem you've been stuck on and the answer is obvious once you see it. That clarity is a gift. Most people ignore it because it doesn't feel romantic. Isabel was at work until 6, so I had time. I went to our apartment and packed my things carefully. My gaming setup, my clothes, my espresso machine, my books. I left anything we bought together. I took only what was mine. On her makeup table was the ring box sitting there like an accessory. She only wore the ring for photos. I picked up the box and opened it. It felt strange holding it. Like I was holding the last 3 months in my hand. I put a sticky note inside. "Returned for full refund. You were right. You do deserve more. Good luck finding it." Then I blocked her number, blocked her on everything. That night I moved into my buddy Diego's spare room. At 6:47 p.m., right around the time Isabel would have gotten home and noticed my side of the closet was empty, the explosion started. Diego showed me the messages she sent him. "Where is he? This isn't funny. He took the ring. Tell him to answer me now." Diego replied, "He's not here." She called him 31 times. He answered once, and she screamed so loud he had to hold the phone away from his ear. After that, he stopped picking up. And that's when I learned something important. When someone is used to control, they treat boundaries like a personal attack. A couple days later, I got a message through LinkedIn. It was from Chloe, Isabel's best friend. "You need to know what really happened. This isn't all Isabel's fault." I almost ignored it, but curiosity won. We met for coffee in a quiet place where nobody could turn it into a scene. Chloe looked tired, like someone who hadn't slept well for a week. "I'm not doing this to defend her," she said. "I'm doing this because I don't feel good about any of it." Then she showed me screenshots. Isabel and her 5 closest friends had a group chat. In that chat, they compared boyfriends like they were products. Who spent more, who proposed better, who was more trained. They had a scoring system. My proposal got a 6 out of 10. "Location was sweet but basic," one message said. "I had proposed at the place Isabel and I first met." "Ring is nice but under 1.5 carats, another one said. "At least he got on one knee properly," someone added. Then I saw the messages after Chloe's engagement announcement. "Now I look like the broke one," Isabel wrote. "Just make him upgrade it," Margaret replied. "Men are simple." "Tell him you need it resized and exchange it," Elsie wrote. "My cousin did that," Deanna said. Said the band was causing a rash. You're all geniuses, Isabel replied. I sat there staring at the screen. It wasn't just the words, it was the tone. Like these were games and strategies, not relationships. This is the part where a lot of people start bargaining with themselves. They think, maybe it was just a joke, maybe it's not that serious. But when you see what someone says when they think you'll never find out, that's usually the truth. Chloe watched my face and swallowed hard. When you returned the ring and just left, she said, it made me think, what are we doing? We're treating these guys like walking atoms with proposal skills, and I'm not sure I want to marry into that kind of mindset. I thanked her for telling me, but I also told her the truth. This changes nothing for me, I said. It just confirms I made the right call. That night, Isabel showed up at Diego's place, not alone. She brought her whole squad, Margaret, Elsie, Deanna, and her sister Bethany. They came in like they were about to raid a house. Bethany had her phone up immediately, filming. We're here to confront the man who abandoned my sister over a simple request, Bethany announced, like she was narrating a documentary. Diego lifted his phone too. Cool, he said. I'm recording the trespassers who forced their way into my home. Isabel stepped forward, eyes already wet, voice shaky in that way that sounded practiced. You humiliated me, she said. Everyone knows you returned the ring. Everyone who? I asked. My family, my co-workers, everyone, she said. So you told everyone you bullied me into buying a bigger ring and I left, I said. I didn't bully you, she snapped. I expressed my needs. Margaret jumped in before Isabel could keep going. A real man provides without being asked. Diego laughed. A real woman appreciates without demanding. Elsie tried a softer angle, wiping at her face. You're destroying her, she said. She's been crying for days. I looked at Isabel. Over losing me, I asked, or losing the ring? Nobody answered. That silence told me everything. Deanna stepped forward, voice sharp. You never deserved her anyway, she said. She was settling for you. Thank God she unsettled, I said. Bethany kept filming, eyes wide, like she couldn't believe I wasn't playing my part. As you can see, she said, he shows no remorse for traumatizing my sister. I looked directly at her camera. Your sister said an $8,500 ring was embarrassing because her friend got a bigger one, I said. I agreed and returned it. Now she's mad about the consequences of her own actions. Trauma is not the same thing as accountability. They yelled more, but the energy shifted. They had come expecting me to fold, to apologize, to chase Isabel. Instead, I was calm. That is what makes controlling people panic. Calm is the one thing they can't fight. Before they left, Isabel delivered her ultimatum like she was giving a deadline to an employee. If you don't come back with a 2-carat ring by Friday, she said, we're done forever. We're already done, I said. I ended it when I returned the ring. Her face twisted. You can't end it. I didn't agree to that. That's not how breakups work, I said. I'll sue you for emotional damages, she snapped. Diego actually snorted. For what? He asked. Not buying her a bigger ring. They stormed out. Bethany posted her video that night with a caption calling me toxic, saying I refused to take accountability for abandoning her sister. It backfired immediately. People in the comments were brutal. She wanted a bigger ring and he left. King behavior. Accountability for what? Not being her bank account. Your sister sounds exhausting. 2 hours later, the video was gone. Then her mom called me. Her name was Patricia, and she had the kind of voice that expected people to obey it. I'm very disappointed in you, she said. We welcomed you into our family. You welcomed my wallet, I said. There's a difference. How dare you, she said. Isabel has standards. She was raised to expect the best. And I was raised to recognize gold diggers, I said. She loved you, Patricia snapped. She loved what I could buy, I said. The second I stopped, watch how fast that love disappears. You're being childish, she said. Just buy the new ring and move on. Ma'am, I said, I'd rather buy 2 carats of actual dirt. She hung up, but not before promising to ruin me. Not sure how a retired substitute teacher planned to do that, but she sounded confident. After that, Isabel started posting all over social media about being abandoned by someone she trusted and surviving narcissistic abuse. She posted old photos of us with captions like, "I thought he was different," and "When someone shows you who they are, believe them." I didn't care until she posted a picture of the ring with the caption, "Imagine being told your worth is only $8,500. That was the moment I decided I wasn't going to let her rewrite reality, so I made my first social media post in months. I posted a screenshot of her text demanding a bigger ring because her friends were making fun of hers. My caption was simple: "Imagine thinking someone's worth is measured by ring size." It got hundreds of likes within the hour. Her post disappeared not long after, but the real meltdown started when she found out I got the refund. We had been planning a destination wedding. I had paid deposits for the venue, photographer, and catering on my credit card. It was around $12,000 total. The plan was that it was for our wedding. Now there was no wedding. I canceled everything. I got most of it back, except for a couple thousand in non-refundable portions. A small price for freedom. Isabel found out when the venue coordinator called her to confirm the cancellation. She went nuclear. She showed up at my office. Security had to escort her out, but not before she screamed in the lobby loud enough for half the floor to hear. "That was my wedding money," she shouted. "You stole my wedding." My co-workers stood there frozen, like they were watching a live show. My manager, Terrence, came over after security walked her out. "You good?" he asked. I took a breath. "Actually," I said, "yeah, best decision I ever made." And that afternoon I got served. Isabel was taking me to small claims court, canceled wedding deposits, emotional distress, breach of verbal contract, financial abuse. She was seeking $25,000. I actually laughed out loud when the process server handed me the papers. Then I called my cousin, who's a lawyer. He looked through everything, read the claims, and leaned back in his chair. "This is the dumbest case I've ever seen," he said. "She's basically suing you for not marrying her after she insulted your ring. Counter-sue for harassment." So I did. Court day came, and it was somehow even more ridiculous than I expected. Isabel showed up to small claims court wearing a white dress, like she was trying to make a statement. Her evidence was a pile of screenshots, including the text where she demanded a bigger ring, photos of us smiling, receipts for wedding items she bought, and a spreadsheet of projected lifetime earnings she claimed she lost by not marrying me. The judge was an older woman who looked like she'd seen every kind of nonsense imaginable. She flipped through the documents, then looked at Isabel. "Miss Isabel," she said, "you are suing because he canceled a wedding." "He promised to marry me," Isabel said, voice trembling. "Then he abandoned me over a simple request." The judge raised an eyebrow. "The request to buy a more expensive ring because your friends made fun of the first one." "That's taken out of context," Isabel said quickly. The judge didn't blink. "What context makes that better?" You could feel the courtroom holding back laughter. Isabel's mom testified like it was a tragedy. "He traumatized my daughter," Patricia said. "She's been in therapy." The judge looked up. "When did she start therapy?" "Last week," Patricia said. "After filing this lawsuit," the judge repeated. Patricia didn't answer, but her face said yes. My evidence was simple. The original text, the ring receipt, the return receipt, a record of the harassment, the 31 calls to Diego, the scene at my office, the video of them forcing their way into Diego's place, and the threatening messages from her family. The judge took about 10 minutes. "Miss Isabel," she said, "you have no case. You cannot sue someone for ending a relationship, even an engagement. You cannot sue for wedding deposits paid by him. You cannot claim emotional distress when your own messages show you initiated the conflict. Case dismissed." Isabel blinked like she didn't understand what those words meant. "But what about my dress?" she asked. The judge didn't even hesitate. "You bought a dress," she said. "That was your choice. He did not force you." Isabel's face tightened. "This is sexist," she snapped. The judge's expression stayed calm. "This is consequences," she said. Case dismissed means we're done here. Then the judge turned to my counterclaim. She read through the harassment documentation again, the calls, the office incident, the social media posts, the threats. Mr. OP, she said, I'm granting a restraining order. Miss Isabel and her immediate family must maintain 500 feet distance and cease all contact. Any violation will result in criminal charges. Isabel lost it right there. You can't do this, she shouted. I loved him. The judge looked at her like she was tired. Funny way of showing it, she said. We're done here. Outside the courthouse, Patricia tried one last time, stepping close and hissing through her teeth. You've ruined her reputation, she said. No one will want to marry her now, I shrugged. That's not true, I said. Someone will marry her, they just won't know what they're getting into until it's too late, like I almost didn't. Bethany was filming again, phone up, narrating like she was reporting live. This is what happens when weak men can't handle strong women, she said. I looked at the camera. This is what happens when entitled people face consequences, I said. Diego, who'd come for support, leaned toward the phone and added, also, your sister owes me a new doormat. Her fake designer heels scraped it up. After court, life stayed interesting. Isabel tried to get around the restraining order by having mutual friends message me. I told them one thing. Coordinating contact for someone with a restraining order is also illegal. That ended quickly. Then the group chat that started all of this imploded. Chloe called off her engagement after her fiancé found out about the scoring system. He saw the screenshots because I had submitted them as evidence in court, and they became public record. The other girls turned on each other. Margot's boyfriend dumped her after seeing she called him barely a 7, but with good credit. Elsie's guy found out she was planning to baby trap him for better financial security. Deanna's boyfriend discovered she had a backup boyfriend she was keeping on the side. The whole chat leaked fully when Deanna posted everything online out of spite. It turned out they'd been doing this for years. Raiding men, planning manipulations, sharing strategies for getting more expensive gifts. When a relationship becomes a competition, someone always loses. Sometimes it's the person paying. Sometimes it's everyone involved. Isabel's job found out too. She worked in PR, and her company wasn't thrilled that their employee was going viral for entitlement and gold digging. They didn't fire her, but they demoted her to an internal position with no client contact. She tried dating apps. People recognized her as ring girl and unmatched. Meanwhile, I started dating someone new. Her name was Penny. She was a teacher I met at a bookstore. On our first date, she insisted on splitting the bill. On our second, she cooked dinner at her place. On our third, she saw a Reddit thread about the whole situation and stared at me like I was a character in a movie. Wait, she said. This is you, I nodded. She laughed. That's hilarious. Your ex was insane. We've been together 8 months now. She wears a $50 silver ring I got her at an art fair because she liked the design. She posted it online with, "It's perfect." No carat count, no comparison, just appreciation. That's what peace looks like. A few weeks ago, Chloe messaged me again. Thought you should know, she wrote. Isabel got engaged to some crypto guy she met in Vegas. She's been posting her 3-carat ring nonstop. I checked, just out of curiosity. The ring was huge, suspiciously huge. The kind of ring that's either $80,000 or $80, depending on the story behind it. Her fiancé called himself a crypto millionaire, but he drove a 2008 Honda Civic and lived with roommates. I did the math in my head and guessed the second option. Patricia commented, "So happy my baby got what she deserves." Yeah, she did. My brother summed it up the best. You didn't dodge a bullet, he said. You dodged a whole ammunition depot. My cousin, the lawyer, framed my return receipt and hung it in his office next to his law degree. He calls it Exhibit A for why you should always keep your receipts. Diego still tells the story at parties. His favorite part is when they tried to blame him for enabling me. I enabled him, Diego says, to not marry a gold digger. You're welcome. As for the $8,500 refund, I invested half and used the other half for a solo trip to Japan. I posted one photo from the trip. Isabel's sister viewed my story within 10 minutes, even though I had blocked her main account. Which means she made a fake account just to keep tabs. Sad. No. Pathetic. Absolutely. People asked if I regretted how it all went down. The only thing I regret is not seeing the signs sooner. Like when she asked about my salary on our second date, or when she got upset that I bought her tulips instead of roses because roses photograph better. Or when she said, without even joking, "Your money is our money, but my money is my money." When someone shows you who they are, believe them. When they tell you an $8,500 ring is embarrassing, it's not about the ring. It's about their values. And to Isabel, since I know you're reading this through whatever fake account you're using, your crypto prince just posted about his NFT collection failing. Good luck with that 3-carat cubic zirconia. Lesson 1. If a partner measures love through public status, you will spend your whole life paying for their approval. Lesson 2. A need that only appears when friends are judging is not a need. It's insecurity and you can't fix it with money. Lesson 3. When someone tries to control the breakup, that is proof they were trying to control the relationship. Lesson 4. Keep receipts, keep messages, and keep your calm. Clarity and documentation beat chaos every time. Lesson 5. The right person won't compete with other couples. They'll build a life with you, not a scoreboard. What would you have done after that first text about the ring? And have you ever watched a friend group turn a relationship into a competition? Tell your story in the comments.